Hi everybody. Okay, this is my second video about a film I just watched. I just watched it tonight. This movie is called Prime. It was made in 2005, and it stars Meryl Streep, Uma Thurman, and Brian Greenberg in the main roles. Now I shouldn't have done this. I mean, I'm glad I did it, but looking up someone's age can make you feel old yourself. Just warning you. So I looked up Brian Greenberg's age, and right now he's slightly older than I am, but that makes me feel really kind of old because he is one of the well a group of actors who, as a baby face, who can play much younger than he actually is, and that is a gift. So, in this movie, he plays Dave, um, an artist painter, but he doesn't want to refer to himself as an artist because, in his mind, if you don't make money from what you're doing, it can't be considered your job. So, up until the point until he actually makes money, he doesn't call himself an artist. And he meets Rafi Gardell, played by Uma Thurman, who is a wonderful actress. Um, but she played the older woman in this movie, which is kind of odd to say because once again she doesn't. She is in the group of actors who never look their age. So yeah. Um, but so okay, they meet, and she's just recently a divorcee, and he's a single. Like a single dude in his 20s, right? So they're not really trying to meet each other per se, but they do because he is going to the movies and going to see a movie with his girlfriend, but he doesn't consider it a relationship yet, and that crushes the girl because she says, "Well, we've already been on 2 dates or whatever." So I guess at that point she considers it dating, and then he doesn't. So that kind of breaks things off, without saying I'm breaking up with you. It's just like verbal cues and body language. So he gets he gets her number out of the phone book back in the days when people had their numbers in phone books. And it's kind of funny because he calls her number, but then he hangs up because he's so nervous. He doesn't know what to say, so he hangs up. So then he calls like 2 or 3 minutes later, and she says hello, and he finally says, "Hey, it's Dave." And she's like, "Did you just call me?" And he says, "Yeah, I just called you." And then she says, Did we get disconnected?" He's like, "No." "Did you hang up?" "Yeah." So okay. So from that night on, they go to dinner, and then they proceed to date. Okay, so you're thinking regular rom com, with a bit of an age difference, that'll be really cool. No, 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 no. I mean, it is cool, but um, there's one little problem here. She's in therapy, and her therapist is his mother. So can we say awkward? Yeah. So of course she goes to her therapist, the mother, and says, "What do I do? Like, do I quit in or whatever, or in treatment, or do I keep going, or what do I do?" And her therapist says, "Well, if it's a fling, then you have nothing to worry about. But if it's going to be a relationship, you might want to think about what are we going to do at that point." So, of course, in movie land, Um, she doesn't tell Rafi that she's the guy she's dating mother, and she doesn't know. They both don't know, but she figures it out. So then Rafi feels like she's been lied to, by her therapist. And then she tells her intimate details about her own son. So it's just like, wow, okay. But in the midst of all this, they do all the couple things. He meets her friends, she meets his, they hang out, they go on trips. Okay, but the problem is the age gap always gets to be a problem because she's at the age where she wants kids, and he's not there yet because he's only 23. And I'm not saying, okay, please don't dislike me, but I'm just saying that most people, when they're 23, they barely figure themselves out. So they can't even fathom having children. And this I can speak for myself, okay? Um, this is a little bit of story time. I started dating when I was 22. Um, because I didn't really date in high school. Because a lot of people didn't understand disabilities and they didn't try to understand me. And I was kind of awkward, insecure, all that stuff too, on top of that. So that's why I didn't date in high school. Okay? So I dated in college. So the thought of having children at 23 for me was completely not in the picture. Because, like I said, I had just started dating. I didn't know what I was doing at all. I I've learned a lot since then, but sometimes I still don't feel like I know what I'm doing. I'm more confident, yes, but do I always know exactly? No way. Not at all. So yeah. Okay, so what happens with them is that they break up because, you know, but then they get back together, but then they break up again because, and this time it's a mature thing because she realizes what I just said. She wants children. He's not in the space yet to give her children. And then and then here's the sad part, which I know rom-coms are supposed to be funny, romantic, all that stuff, but it's slightly sad because he knows, like, they love each other, but like they always say, sometimes love isn't enough. Well, this is the case in this movie because she, well, I was gonna say she needs a child, but I guess she doesn't need a child. But he does need to grow up on his own and go through life, like have his own experiences and stuff. And then maybe if they met again, they would click and everything. But so it's kind of sad and happy at the same time. It's very bittersweet. Like the word bittersweet was made for this movie. But I don't know. I guess my brain focuses on the good part when they first start going out and they really like each other and stuff. That's the part I like the best. And to be honest, I don't mind the breakup, but I don't focus on it, if it makes any sense. So yeah, um, it's very thought provoking. I only watched this movie about between every 5 and 10 years, and my thoughts have changed on it a little bit, but not much. But it's always bittersweet, always. So if you like a rom com that doesn't end up happily ever after, but you understand why, this might be the one for you. Okay?